Brandon. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnes.
And today we're just going to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't want to say King of the Monsters, probably because they're very similar.
But this is one in the same movie.
Yes, but this is the spoiler video. So if you guys haven't checked out our spoiler-free one or don't want to know spoilers, definitely recommend going to check out that video. We tried to be good on that one. This one we're not going to be good.
Oh my god, the greatest thing is the MechaGodzilla. The beams, the fighting style, the power punches.
Although I will say, it kind of bothered me that he does a lifting knee strike.
He's like the greatest thing ever. Oh my god! I will say this. This is probably my least favorite design of MechaGodzilla.
Next to the building.
That does not. It does not exist in this world. Okay.
Well, neither is the other ones, to be fair.
But this is my least favorite, not including that building shit, because that's just bullshit.
Gotcha.
But this is like least favorite. But this is my favorite MechaGodzilla. It is so amazing that I will fucking pay $1,000 if they make an X Plus figure and charge $1,000. I will buy it. I will buy every single MechaGodzilla figure that comes out of this guy. He is.
Well, you still gotta get the Playmates then, don't you? Because we have the pile that isn't currently on YouTube.
Oh my god! Somebody's gonna get butt reamed. I am so filling that paperwork out.
Right. Anyways,
but the way he was he was just a dick. He was an asshole. The entire movie, he was just a prick. Like as soon as which comes the weird thing because it technically MechaGodzilla was just King Ghidorah.
Well, the thing that confuses me is that they talk about very briefly, but they have the head that they're using as like the central computer for MechaGodzilla that's in the building, and the dude's kind of controlling it.
I had to
but then they but then they bring up that there's a head in there too, and that's how it syncs because they're telepathic.
Yes.
Where'd they get the other fudging head?
I only thought so. One of them has to be Kevin. Which one's Kevin?
One of them's Kevin. But where'd the other head come from? Is what I'm confused. And then what happened to the guy that wants the Earth to die from the last one that bought the head? Where did he go?
There's a lot of plot holes in here. But
hold on, I got a list.
But I had to actually look it up, and it is it's not MechaGodzilla technically. It's King Ghidorah. That's control.
Yeah, it's almost more. Yeah, it's pretty much a Mecha King Ghidorah. It just looks like Godzilla.
Yeah, which was in that aspect he was a douchebag. Like the way he was fighting, and like he just didn't give anyone a chance. He really wants that toy.
I think so. He's kind of just, alright, I'll scoot over to Arnes. You want that side? Alright, he wants that side. Arnes and I are going to snuggle a little bit more.
Whatever pays my bills.
Right? Although I did like how he dealt with the Skullcrawler, which now I understand why the Skullcrawler for the Godzilla King of the Monster line has red on its back. Because of blood.
Yeah. Oh my god. One of my favorite things about this MechaGodzilla is the beam.
The beam's cool.
That thing was gnarly. And all the beam spamming that Godzilla did meant nothing because he tried to go beam war with the MechaGodzilla.
I still like how Kong's like trying to grab his mouth and Godzilla's still shooting the beam out and he's like, yeah.
Like all the beam spamming was nothing. Even though in the spectrum thing, Godzilla's beam was so strong that it poked a hole through the fucking planet to reach the other world.
All right, so that's okay. So that's the one thing that hurts my brain is so he shoots a beam to the center of the Earth where the hollow Earth is, but they already stated that there's like a gravitational distortion field thing that it hits. So then the beam would go 1,000,000 miles, but it went through the top, which that's not where Kong was, and then somehow still made it to where.
But that's how his beam worked is because once it hit one of the gravitational pulls, it broke through it.
But then how did it hit this right spot, though? Because you still had the...
Because it's Godzilla. It's Godzilla. That's all you need to know.
And then they're just conveniently at the right spot. Like, they're just like, Godzilla knows, even though he's like 1,000,000 miles. But he couldn't figure out that Kong's inside of this little metal container. But could figure out that Kong's all the way down there.
Yeah. And did you like all the dead bodies from the Kong family down there that Godzilla killed? Did you see?
Well, there's also some other monsters down there.
Yeah, but all the monsters down there, those were all quote unquote like King Kong.
Well, there's that. Okay, so then also, we have the giant Doom power plant mountain thing that has a temple on the inside. Who made the temple?
Kongs did.
But then why is there... Okay, so the
That's
craftsmanship in this temple is pretty impressive, but then we have a Godzilla spine wrapped to a bone.
That's what
and that slots into a thing on the floor.
That's what they're trying to teach with the, or trying to show with this whole thing that Kong can speak, is that he's very intelligent, and his monster thing is very
temples, but they're lazy. Like, well, I guess we'll just slop this on the floor so I can charge my axe.
I get what they were going for.
And then how's the temple work from the last movie? Because they went into the earth and found the water temple that was like worshipping Godzilla or whatever, that the people, but it like flooded or whatever. What the hell does that have to do with this now?
That's what another thing that they were, quote unquote, trying to explain in this movie is that there's a ton of other portals, but not all of them go to the center of Earth. Some go to the side where Godzilla was.
But when they show the satellite, it all just leads to that little hole.
No, not all of them.
But the satellite doesn't lie, Arnes.
Look closely next time.
I did look closely. I was watching it. So I made notes.
They all don't go to the center. Some of them stop. They all don't connect to the center. Some of them stop.
I got the movie on. We can put it on.
Oh, we can put it on.
But anyways, I was thinking about that because I'm like, okay, so they made this, but then how does the other temple have to do with that when that sounded like that was going to be more of like a Hollow Earth thing too originally? Because there's even other kaijus you see there.
Yeah.
But now we have like a portal after not very far, it seems.
Which the portal was right next to King Ghidorah, I guess.
And then they're also talking about how he was using that to travel.
Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like once you hit the field, there was no more water.
No, that's what they were saying, is that there's other portals that they all don't connect to the center. They just go through the other parts of Earth, and that's how he can travel so fast.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I know it does not make sense. It makes zero sense. There's so many holes, literally, in this movie.
But anyways, I guess... Should we just start from the beginning?
Yeah.
The problem is I don't want to be doing this entire spoiler talk and just like bashing on this movie the entire time.
No, we should be bashing whoever wrote this movie.
Because I took some notes, and...
It's like trying to explain... It's like the Marvel's movie trying to explain time travel. You can't, okay? You just gotta listen to Ant-Man and go with it, okay?
Because there's the whole, like, the one thing that bugged me was, like, how they downloaded the power source.
That was stupid. I didn't... Oh, my God.
So they downloaded gasoline?
Yes.
They downloaded gasoline. Because they were like, we had to download the power source into our prototype that we already had.
I thought that they were gonna like send a piece or maybe teleport a piece or just anything except do not download it, and it hits and it's like 30%, 40%, 50%. I was like, oh my God, somebody kill me.
I still love how he just dispatches the girl.
Oh my God, that was so great. He double checked and he's like, yeah.
Just didn't give a damn at this point. And a lot of like the motivation for Godzilla, like I get it, but why does he go after Kong? I'll tell you if he's just like an alpha.
That's just it. It is literally.
But he shows up to fight Kong after he's already trying to find Mecha. So he just kind of shows up just because.
He's just killing anything that's alpha.
Also, you see at the beginning of the movie where they made it sound like that, like all the other monsters are not dead.
Yeah.
Like they've been fighting each other.
Yeah, that's what it made us. It made us sound like, and I'm pretty sure it is, and that's how they're going to end this, is that all the other monsters are dead. They're all killed each other, and it's been 3 years. Godzilla killed last of them and went to bed, and now it's been 3 years he shows up because they're building Mecha.
But that was the whole point of being an alpha. Like, if they were like... Because, like, that's what they introduced in the last one, is like, the monsters bow down, Godzilla's cool with you. But Kong doesn't bow. That's why we have conflict. Which I get, but...
Hey. At the end of the movie, who still bowed, Steve?
No, he didn't really bow. He just dropped
Yeah, he did. Godzilla says, we got a problem, bitch. And he says, no, I'm putting this down. He's like, yeah, that's right. I am the boss. You go down the center.
I did like how he kind of laughed when he got Kong with the beam. Hit with the back. I like the little bit. Like,
oh, yeah, baby. I forgot about that. Team Kong won.
I think my only...
Team Kong won.
I guess not only... is So Godzilla wins the first fight, right? Like they all
The
play,
ship thing?
Yeah, the ship thing. Like Godzilla wins that fight, they play dead. So he wins the first round, and then they say he wins the second round after Kong has this entire journey arc to go get a weapon in order to fight Godzilla, and he only has the weapon to deal with MechaGodzilla. Which we all kind of figured was going to happen. I was hoping it wouldn't, because I just wanted a winner. I didn't really care who.
Well, technically Godzilla won because he
Like, he
killed him.
won, but he didn't really win.
Yeah,
Like,
he won.
they copped out. They copped out.
They copped out, yes, but he technically killed him because his heartbeat stopped and they used that stupid ship and brought him back
Yeah,
to
then
life.
MechaGodzilla's going to pwn him until they double team. And Kong's like, I got a weapon.
Oh, it's not charged. Godzilla's going to spit on it and not charge it.
Yeah, then how does that work?
Because that's...
So it's charged, so it cuts better? It doesn't even do anything. It just cuts better.
Why are you trying to fight this shit?
I'm not fighting this shit. I'm just explaining things that I've seen in the movie.
It makes zero sense.
Like, he was hitting him with the thing, and it
did
wasn't
nothing.
doing nothing. But then, after Godzilla put some radiation in it, oh, snaps, yo! Cuts to that like butter. Maybe it's because it's heated up.
I wonder
But then
how...
how come it didn't cut into Godzilla?
It did. It got stuck in his leg.
Yeah, he got
remember?
stuck in his leg, but it didn't, like, fucking heave his head off.
Because Godzilla's stronger than metal, I guess.
No, it's not. Anyways.
Yes, it is, Senpai. Yes, it is.
Anyways, did you like any of the other human characters outside of the podcast guy? Because I will state that all the returning characters literally had no reason to be in this movie.
There's a guy there just because he has a van. There's a girl there just because she needs to be there for the sake of, to prove that Godzilla's innocent. There's a guy
What's that whole thing? She's just like, but I believe the podcast guy. So then she just kind of shows up and they just go, okay, we're going to go break it.
And then there's a guy there who just has to be there because he's watching Godzilla. Her dad.
Yeah, like none of it like ties together.
There's like...
It's not like they were working together for like some odd reason.
God, the most stupidest thing is the human... Oh! Just please, put some fucking roaches on the screen and some
Where's the damn
flamethrower,
roaches from Gigan?
and I will be fine. It will be so much better trying to explain that than
Well,
this.
I think my problem is too is we've had like how many movies with giant metal monsters that we could have just kind of borrowed the ideas from of how to successfully try to get one of these going. And not even like my problem too is the bad guy wasn't even like how is he really a bad guy?
The human guy?
Like he's like of course he's our bad guy, but he just wants to be able to beat the monsters.
No, he just wants humans to be number one. That's it.
Yeah,
that's
so
all it was.
Granted,
He went about it the wrong way.
he went about the wrong way, but he had kind of like the
Good.
right motivation.
He had the right
of,
intentions.
He pissed off Godzilla doing it, which of course he was going to piss off Godzilla. But he just wants to take care of the monsters. Which didn't, to be honest, doesn't sound like that bad of an idea compared to seeing what happens outside of like Kong is pretty much our official good guy of the series now.
No, he's not.
He's a good guy. Godzilla is just like, hey, I gotta be
Kong
top
is
dog,
not
I'm
a
gonna
good
beat the
guy.
shit out of
You know
anybody till I
why?
get the mic.
Because that fucker grabbed that airplane knowing that human was in it. He sacrificed that guy, okay? He knew that there was a human in there and he threw that airplane. He's not a good guy, okay? You're all full of crap.
You know,
And he
if you're not
knew.
the little girl, he doesn't really care.
He knew that he was going to kill millions of people in Hong Kong when he was throwing Godzilla around.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're trying to assert their dominances.
He is not a good guy. Anybody says Kong's a good guy is full of crap, okay? Just cut that crap out.
And then what happened to the whole motivation of, like, him finding his family? Like, they tossed that in the movie randomly, and it amounted to, like, he wasn't even, like, upset that he didn't find anybody.
Yeah, the only thing he's found was a bunch of skulls from other dead Kongs.
And then, I do like the aspect of now, it's like, so he's going to be, like, the alpha of Hollow Earth, and then Godzilla's
Yeah,
the alpha
they
of
split it.
top, I guess, like, which was kind of cool, but I don't know. It's just the way of the movie, even, like, the plot progressed. I was kind of hoping Kong.
Like I said, the best thing about this was the MechaGodzilla. The way he, not him, the way he fought and what he was. His beam was fucking
I
epic.
do like how, like, they just, like, instantly when it gets more power, all of a sudden it turns evil, and it just kind of, like, turns towards the guy.
Yeah. Hey, well, you can definitely
Cool.
tell that the only thing that bugged me was that King Ghidorah was bad guy again.
Yeah, because pretty much anything having like legitly do with the giant monsters, kind of like what we explained in the spoiler-free one. The movie's great.
Yeah.
Like the story, like the visuals are awesome. Especially with Kong with the axe. Like a lot of that's cool. Although it's kind of I don't know how deflecting the beam works, but he still like kind of moves it in a way. Because I thought it was gonna like attract the beam, but no, he just like straight up just uses it as like a shield.
So in that nonsense of what they were saying, a Godzilla technically cannot beat a Godzilla because they'll just be immune to everything they do.
Probably.
Because that came from Godzilla's spine, and it's just literally doesn't do anything to.
Yeah, which I wish they would have like explained some of this other stuff, like the axe. You kind of like put two and two together, but it would be nice to have like a little bit more explanation of like why the power source is there, why the axe is more of a thing, where the axe came from, why is that giant bone that's bigger than Kong's arm, where did that come from? I heard from something's wings like the warbat, but that don't make much sense.
That makes zero sense. And you know what the biggest crap is? Kong would have died multiple times. He would have died against a warbat if those guys didn't save his life.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the other thing too. Is pretty much like he always needed human intervention.
Yeah. According to this movie, Kong is a bitch.
Yeah.
Every time he got saved by humans. Played dead against Godzilla. People had to shoot the warbat because he was killing
plus the
them.
guy had to unhook the chains.
Yeah.
Which that's the whole thing. How did they get him on the boat? Also, where did they get the giant net for the helicopter? Like, they just have one of those laying around?
Look, great movie.
I wish they would have
Monster Boy.
it's just like a 5-second scene of just like Kong just like walking through the jungle and just gets tranked.
or like the
Would
other,
have been great.
like the other Kong movie, he drank the berry juice.
Yeah, just like I wish they would have focused. Like, I would have just been okay with this movie. It just Godzilla just kind of showed up. Did I need to really like his own little story thing kind of going along with him and the MechaGodzilla? No, not really. Hell, MechaGodzilla could just almost just like they could have been like, well, this is why things are happening, and then Mono could have just been like investigating.
The worst case, funniest thing, or least funniest thing that happened is that it wasn't Mecha the whole time. I was just hoping it would have been Mecha the whole time. That would have been great.
That would have been. I think more actually, to be honest, that probably would have worked better if they would have just focused on Kong and then the Godzilla would Mecha and Godzilla kind of shows up at the end.
Yeah.
Although, God, would everybody be upset.
That would have been great.
Although, but then that would have been a nice homage to the 74.
Yeah, it would have been.
Like, yeah, it would have been kind of weird, but then again,
I do
it
appreciate.
sounded like they haven't teased us before with fights in the movies.
I do appreciate like all the other kaijus in this movie that show a little, glimpse off and stuff like that.
I want a figure of the parrot thing.
Right? I'll even
Parrot
take
bat with the Godzilla spines.
I'll even take the crab.
He's like Godzuki.
Godzuki. Love it.
Oh, the crab, there's a lizard thing that was eating him that.
Yeah.
It just would have been nice to maybe see more returning monsters. Like maybe something with Rodan or...
So like even an Anguirus or something in the background, you didn't have to focus on it. Just a little glimpse of it and you'd be like,
Yeah, because
oh,
they
right.
even mentioned like there's the Mothra eggs still a thing.
Yeah.
But got nothing.
Overall, watch it. Great monster fight. Full of plot holes. Humans suck like all the other monster movies.
You get some decent human characters here and there. Like, do I think it has less plot holes than some of the stuff in the Showa series? Probably not.
But at least you know what you're going into those movies, though.
That's the thing I think like the Showa movies do that's better than this is at least like the characters, even when there's like some, it requires you to have a imagination to really
Open-minded imagination.
Being open-minded. That's the word I'm looking for. With like the technology and what's really going on with the movies, but like again, like they always try to make the characters either have like a reason to be there or something at least interesting about them. Well, this movie they didn't try too hard with.
No. Or suddenly some geek who had a van, now he's a professional at hacking satellite dishes.
I think how he even mentions that like this is not the thing he does. So the guy that actually has like a degree is just standing there watching his kid just put in random freaking things. And then they disable it by dumping his brandy, whatever he's carrying around in his gun holster.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, that's the other thing too about this movie is like the scientific leaps from 2014 to this movie. Great, there's like some time span between this because this is technically would be in the future. Well, actually, is it? I don't think it is.
No, it's only a few years in the future.
Yeah, it'd be like a couple of years because this was like 3 years after King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters was like 4 years after 2014. So no, yeah, we'd be 2021.
Yeah, it'll be right at the year it came out. So
yeah. How did we get anti-gravity vehicles? And then it kind of looked like to me like they're using the Hollow Earth to transport. Is what that thing was?
Yeah,
that's what I was kind of assuming was that part.
Yeah.
Well, it's only the portal once you get to Hollow Earth, but there's like pathways.
Yeah. And that's what where Godzilla was resting when with the nuclear thing on King of Monsters.
Yeah, but they kind of made it insinuated like this was a part of that.
It could have been, though.
But it's like it's underwater.
And then it could also explain who built the whole thing. It could have been some kind of ancient civilization. They would have just fucking connected.
And then everybody's dead from Skull Island because there's a storm. I think that's like the one thing I watch in this movie is the one thing I really liked about 2014 is like how like it's odd to say, but it's more grounded in realism, even though we're talking about giant monsters fighting each other. And then Skull Island, even less so because it's in the past, so like the technology works still. And then King of the Monsters, we've seen a pretty significant upgrade with like that underwater base
and a massive ship and
the massive ship, which is still like okay, I can still see this. The gun, like the water thing, was like pushing it, but I could see this. And then this movie is just like anti-gravity vehicles and stuff and mecha monsters. I also like too that the guy calls it Robot Godzilla and the kid corrects him. And that is literally the only reason he's in this movie is to make sure that we have a proper name for it.
Oh my god. Nope.
It's like the more I sit here and think about talking about this movie, the more I'm just kind of leaning on like, it's okay.
I love the movie. I love the movie for the simple fact of what they did with Mecha G, how he fights, like his power fist, like when he punched that, like the energy just emits out of it. He uses his jets to kick to Godzilla and then even like Kong had some good moments, where when he was on the ground getting beaten to death by Godzilla. Godzilla was like,
I do like how like the fights kind of had like a flow to it.
Yeah.
But then we get to that part, it just went so fast at that point.
I will bring up one cool thing before we end this. I love how Kong ripped the head of the war bat and was just eating the insides.
Oh yeah,
that was so disgusting.
Oh. I'm surprised he didn't sit down and eat more. Like, he just didn't take, like, a part of the tail and just, like, kept going on. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I feel like this is going to be one of those Godzilla movies that I'll pop on when I feel like watching a Godzilla movie, but I'm not planning on focusing too hard.
I think I will definitely go watch this in movie theaters.
I definitely feel like the theaters would have
justified
helped this a lot more.
So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go watch it in movie theaters this week, and then I will give it my actual decision. But as of now, I like it. I love MechaGodzilla. I love how he was fighting. I love that he was douchebag. Godzilla wasn't okay. A little too exaggerated, I would think so.
Yeah, well, just like especially with the spamming of the abilities.
And King Kong, they made him a bitch. Like everything was beating him, which made no sense. Like if you're gonna make him an alpha, actually make him do something. Make him a believable alpha. Not a little thing that gets beat by Warbat and somebody else has to save him.
To be honest, I was kind of more hoping, like, with this movie, especially, like, the way they kind of started off is, like, it's more of, like, his journey to become an alpha. Instead of them just calling him an alpha.
Yeah, because he sure...
Because what makes him an alpha? Like, he beat a skullcrawler. What did he freaking do?
MechaGodzilla was eating skullcrawlers.
I also like how everything just blasts everything in the face in these movies. Like, it always just goes for the mouth. Everything. I think it's, like I said, it pretty much ties King of the Monsters for me.
Yeah.
But I still like it for the first two a little bit.
It does end it, too.
Like yeah, it's got a nice ending.
It just finishes it. There's nothing at the end of the movie, so it's just...
Yeah, I think that was the one thing. Like, I sat through and waited out to the end and good to just the Godzilla roar like we've come to expect. But anyways, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys, like to give up the Dave channel, donate. We greatly appreciate it. See you guys in the next video.
Why are you torturing that poor fat thing?
He's not fat.
He's like his master, like his owner.
I'm fat. He's just like a little brick.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.